Now you should be able to hear me. I hope you can hear me. It feels like it's been forever since I streamed. Oh, getting a bit of feedback. There we go. Got rid of that. Right, yeah, it's Saturday night. I hope you're all well. I've decided, well, I got a couple of hours to myself, so I had a bit of a tidy around the man cave. I've been doing a lot of admin on the channel. As you've probably seen me posting a lot in the last couple of hours since tea time. Is it a few people in? Welcome, people, everybody. I just want to add, where is it? There we go. That's in. Yeah, so I hope you're all well. What's happening? This isn't the mega giveaway live draw. That's tomorrow. Tonight I am painting just for fun. So tonight I have got my Space Wolves out, and I'll be painting some of these tonight whilst chatting away, hanging out for a couple of hours. It's 8:30 now. I'll probably go for about 10, 10:30, something like that. I just want to kick back, really. It's been a really busy week, a really busy couple of weeks with work. Loads of stuff going on, which my head is a little bit frazzled with it all, to be honest with you. Channel-wise, work-wise, other projects-wise. Yeah, so my head's a bit up my backside at the moment. In a good way, though. In a good way. I'm very excited. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in and outside of the channel with me, which is good. So yeah, welcome. Should we have a look who we've got in? Roger's in, says howdy, welcome. Tanya's in, how you doing, Tanya? Niall, Joe, Colm's in. How's it going, Colm? Not seen you for ages, mate. I hope you're well. And then on Facebook we got Mr. Entwistle, how you doing, pal? J. Claire, welcome. Royalty in the Facebook chat. And Filippo, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I got a notification from your Patreon this morning, Filippo, so I'll be checking it out later and hopefully failing at trying to emulate your painting skills. But I'll have a good go. So yeah, just let me know in the chat how you're all getting on, what you've been up to. If you've got any hobby going on or if you've got any hobby plans. I've been doing all sorts. The fact that I'm doing 40k tonight is quite weird because I've not really got any plans to do any 40k projects in the coming 3 to 4 weeks. As soon as I can get back in the studio, I want to start filming 40k, which is great. Which is why I've got these out, just to get a few ready. These are the heavy intercessors that come with Indomitus, and they're not actually in my 1500 point list for Space Wolves, but they will be at some point. So I'm getting these painted up. I've got 6 of those, so 3 are there, which I've done a very basic armour sort of colour scheme, which is the way that I do all my Space Wolves, using the airbrush. And I can't remember if I used contrast paints on these, can't remember. It's been that long since I painted 40k. But yeah, so I just thought I'd paint these for fun, because I really like painting Space Marines. I don't know what it is. I really enjoy painting Space Marines. I think it's because you're either painting a straight line or a really true curve, and that's pretty much it on Space Marines, which is awesome because they look super cool. But yeah, it's really good for practicing your straight lines, your edge highlighting, everything that we need when it comes to painting. Space Marine armour is, for me, I always feel like I come away from painting a Space Marine a little bit better at painting than when I was coming into painting it. So yeah, welcome. Destro's in. How you doing, Destro? Jamie's in. Tanya says she's just starting 40k Blood Angels, but no Primaris Marines, going old school. It's weird, isn't it? Like there seems to be like a divide. You're either Primaris or you're sort of Phase 1 or whatever they're called, Space Marines. I think the only reason why I've got into 40k in the last couple of years is because of Primaris, because I just think they look super cool. The older Marines that are quite stubby and small, I don't know, to me they just don't appeal to me at all. I'm not against using them. I do actually have some, because I bought a load from eBay. I bought a box with tons of Space Wolves in it. So I've got some, and I wouldn't be against using them. Apparently some of the units quite good to get in your list, like powerful, but I don't know. I'd probably want my list to be all Primaris, which is what it is now. I can't see me adding something that's not Primaris unless I started to go a little bit competitive, which I really can't see happening with 40k for me, with anything for me at the moment. So yeah, Filippo says, talking about 40k, I decided to buy a new kit after 8 years. I'm going to paint some Battle Sisters as a side project. The bits are insane. Battle Sisters are amazing. Really, really cool. I remember the hype about them when they first came out. I was going to say last year, but it wasn't last year, was it? It was the year before. It was the year that we hosted the Assault on Element 40k event at Element Games. First ever 40k event. I think it was, I want to say it was 25, 30 players. It was really small because we were quite new to the game. And since then, there's been a new rule set, loads of new models. But I remember the Sisters came out then because that box set you couldn't get anywhere, and we had that as a prize, which I think went to Most Sporting, if I'm not mistaken. I think that went to Most Sporting. Oh yeah, it did. It went to Most Sporting because first, second, and third got the little Funko Pop Space Marines, and we painted one up gold, silver, and bronze, and that was first, second, and third. And they were really cool. Really enjoyed them. Put them on a plinth and everything, and they looked awesome. Dan Brannan, when you said Space Wolves, it described it as Space Balls. Either or, mate. Either or. It's probably my accent. My Manx slips in every now and again. I try and speak as clearly as possible. I know everybody who tunes in isn't from the UK and may think I sound like a sack when I talk. If I talk full on Manc. Now Woods, I might paint Balin and champion of Erebor armour this evening. Do it, man. Jamie says about to paint some Baratheon Stagnates. You've not got through them, mate. You'll still be at them in a couple of years, I think. Mr. Emerson switched over to YouTube. Good man. Love the look on the Primaris Marines, but I'm kind of bored of painting Marines, says Roger. I can see how that could happen. I don't sit and do long periods because I'm, especially now, like I'm toying around with so many different systems. Space Marines of 40k is something I drop in and out of, because I don't know why, really. I don't know why. It's nice to go from, I paint a lot of Middle Earth, and it's nice to go from that sort of dark fantasy-esque style and then switch it totally and go into Space Marines. It's just a totally different way of painting. Joe says, spent my morning priming a load of SPG stuff. The stuff I need for my campaign appears to have lined up perfectly with Battle Streams in Middle Earth. Just finishing off Angela for MCP now. Good man. Sean's in. Welcome, Sean. Dan says, I'm a Manc too. I feel your pain. Listen, best city in the world, mate. Best city in the world. Own it. Sup, Steve-O. Dave here just checking in but not staying on. Welcome, Dave. It's good to see you. I did the same on your live stream on Facebook, mate. I think it popped up on my phone when I was at work, and I was like, "What? This is great." I'm at work and Dave's showing people how to sculpt, which is what I'd really like to do. But I did watch it afterwards. It was a good video, mate. We need to see more of that. Different Gear TV, Brucey Bonus, Saturday live stream, evening all. Jamie says the stag are different to Rose Knights. Dave saying hello. Ruth's in. How are you doing, Ruth? And Gaetan says, hey guys, just tuning in for a few minutes. Not staying on long. An hour and a half, a couple of hours max tonight, because we're streaming tomorrow. It's the mega giveaway draw tomorrow, which I'm really excited about, which is weird because I'm giving away a stupid amount of prizes to somebody else. I can't win it because I'm hosting it, but I'm really excited. The thought of giving that to someone just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and someone's gonna be very happy tomorrow evening, and it would be great if everyone can tune in tomorrow. I'm not actually doing the draw. I'll be driving, doing all this stuff. I've got Mr. Matt Woods with me and Angel De Silva, who are both admins over on the Facebook page. So Angel's going to be drawing the winner, and them two are just going to come along and we're going to have a chat and yeah, just hang out for an hour or so because it is only for the draw. And then I'm off on Monday. Well, I'm not off. I'm working from home in the morning on Monday. I'm hoping to film some content. I've got a couple of ideas for videos, which I think I are quite cool videos, really. Especially, I think a lot of us are in a position over lockdown, anyway, of acquiring a lot of miniatures or getting a lot of stuff out of the cupboards. And one of the video ideas is addressing that pile of shame and how to approach it and how not to feel overwhelmed about it. So I'll probably film that tomorrow, Monday afternoon, and release it in the week, which will be good. The news about restrictions dropping has really, really put a smile on my face. I've been in a good mood. We got that news, like, it was about a week ago, was it? Something like that. Since then, the weather's improved. It got a little bit warmer. The last 2 days have been really sunny in Manchester. Really, really nice days. And yeah, just feeling good about everything at the moment. Really good, really good. Yeah, I think we, as long as no one gets a little bit too silly and starts having staff parties when they shouldn't be, we'll be all right. So if you're wondering, let me see, where is it on my screen? This little screen here is my camera, which you can see stuff on. Just make sure you can see it. Yep. I won't be painting so you're looking at me big and that. I will flick to this screen, which puts me small in the corner. You can see my wet palette, and then you can see the miniatures a little bit bigger. So I hope that's clear for you. I'll probably do what I always do and not get much painting done, but I'm going to have a go. I was just trying to find my brushes. I'm a bit of a weirdo. I have set brushes that I use for Space Marines. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. I've got way too many brushes. And I've just bought some more on the advice of Mr. Dan Collister, who is one of the patrons for Battle Streams in Middle-earth. Oh, I've got Windsor and Newton size 3 there, didn't know I had. So I want to try those out, but they're quite fancy. I don't really want to be splashing paint around on a Space Marine with those. I'll use that one, I think. And yeah. So yeah, let me know how you're all getting on anyway. I'll try and keep up with chat best I can, but I do want to get some painting done. I don't just want to get caught up in the chat like I was there. So I'll just show you here. I'll do this one who's got the flesh. This is pretty much how once I've put all my Space Marines together, and they're going to be Space Wolves, because I do actually have an Ultramarine army as well, but I've put that to one side for a bit now. Concentrating on my Wolves. This is the stage that I get them to with the airbrush. Just like really basic, but it's quite good. When you're 3 foot away from it, it's on the tabletop. Looks good. And now we want to pick out the, obviously, weapons, the little sort of tubes, the black areas, which will be sort of the backs of the knees, which is kind of the undersuit of the armour. And I can't remember how I did it on my other ones. I can't remember how I did it, but what I did do was I dug out the Ministratum Grey, which I think I'm going to paint all the black areas in, and then I'm just going to put some Black Templar on it. I'm going to see how that turns out, I think. So, might as well get stuck in. So I'll get some, while I'm doing this, let's see what you guys are saying. I've got to keep my eye on, if you keep seeing me looking around all over the place, because I've got 3 screens in front of me. And the Facebook chat. The Facebook chat on my program, the program that I use to stream with, because I'm streaming in 3 different places, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, it brings all the chat together in one box, which is great, because anyone who comments on Twitch and YouTube, I see, and it tells me their name. But if you comment via Facebook, it doesn't tell me the name. So I have to look up to find who that is. And in Facebook, Rob Jones says, "Hi, how's it going?" It's going well, mate. I hope you're well. Roger says, "My friends are starting to scream at me to log in on my Xbox and play with them. So you all have a good evening. See you tomorrow. Take care, man." And Mr. Emerson says, "What game are you most looking forward to playing post-lockdown?" Curse City, mate. Curse City. I am all over that. I suppose I better plug that in, don't I? Sorry about that. Let me just switch back to this screen and I'll sort my big camera out. Yeah, Curse City. Where's that? Unplug in. Let me try that out. There we go. That should be on the mains there. Oh, that's weird. I think something's come loose, so just give me a second and I'll be back in 1 sec. There we go. That should sort us. Hey, I think we're cooking now. So if I flip back to that screen. Yeah, Curse City, mate. Oh, look, you just see my messy desk. Whee. I'll zoom in. Curse City is what I'm most looking forward to. That game looks outstanding. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I want to see how it plays. The miniatures are fantastic. I want to see how it plays to see if I'm able to do anything with it on the channel, which would be really nice. Like a dungeon crawler, RPG type game, I think is what this channel needs. Something that people can get behind, where we just have a bit of a giggle with it and have a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what I'm most looking forward to. But generally, I'm just looking forward to getting back to gaming. I mean, I've not had a game of SBG for I don't know how long. We played that fun little scenario in the sewers with Damien virtually, which was a ton of fun. But it's not the same. Yeah, that one there. But it's not the same. I just miss having a bit of banter with people. Yeah, so Curse City, SBG, Star Wars. I'm playing a bit of Star Wars. Well, I've not been playing a bit of Star Wars. I've been building a clone army, which I'm looking forward to giving that a bash. Mephisto says, I've just searched for Warhammer Painting Live and found your video. Going to stick about and see what you work on. Finally finished my Dark Angel Combat Patrol today. Nice. And welcome, Mephisto. You watch on YouTube? Yeah, please do feel free to subscribe, mate. We have tons of content. And seeing as you knew, I may as well harp on about it because it ends tomorrow. If you get on the Facebook group and you join, there is a big competition. I'm going to leave my gigs out because I can't see. There is a competition which is a massive giveaway. If you join the group and have a read of the pinned post, you'll see it, and you'd be daft not to enter. So I'm just going to give I think I need a bigger brush for this. Actually, get rid of that one. I'm going to give all the black areas a coat of this grey with a bigger brush. I've got a size 4 ice opus there. I'll use that one. Got loads of brushes there that I didn't even know I had. Gaetan says, I'm just drinking beer. A few friends that I haven't seen for 4 months, so just having a few minutes for me. Watch the whole stream tomorrow. Yeah, no problem, mate. Have fun. Enjoy socialising. And we all deserve it. Big time. Jamie says, your camera just flashed up. Yep. But I'm behind on the chat, obviously. Gaetan says, but look forward to watching this tomorrow. Haven't hobby since a month and hope this will bring me back to my Gundabad army. My Gundabad army. That's one army that I am looking forward to, going back to what Daniel asked. Because I've got my warbats in there now and it's fully painted. I've got the trolls, Stumpy, the lot. So yeah, I'm not messing about with this grey. I'm just slapping it on. This isn't going to be showing any detail after the fact. This is just to get a colour on the area. Sean, done it, plugged it in, mate, plugged it into the mains. Don't mess about. Gaetan says, anyway, not SPG, so not too bad. We'll watch tomorrow though. Thank you for the stream, kept me motivated. Streams kept me motivated. Cheers, have a good night, man. Al says, hey everyone, how you doing, Al? Curse City is a great shout. I'm just getting into Legion myself. Droids all the way. We'll have to have a face off, Dan. Next time we're around. I am planning actually to, as soon as we're allowed. I've been saying it to especially the patrons over at Top Table, but anyone's welcome. That as soon as we are allowed, I am fully planning to come and hang out in Nottingham at Warhammer World. I'll do a B&B stay over and have a couple of days and an evening of eating out probably, and have a few beers and just catch up with everyone. I just think it's a nice middle ground for everyone who lives up and down the country. I know obviously international people can't do that, but it would be nice just to meet up with everyone and hang out. It's been a year. That's crazy. I've been saying it all along. There is, I think we focus on the negative, which is only natural because we're all fed up. We all just want to get back to normal. But there's a lot of stuff that's happened due to COVID and being locked down, that wouldn't have happened, and they are positive things. I think the online communities have flourished. I think a lot of people who were gamers in the past found a bit of what's the word? Solace? Is solace the word? In coming back to wargaming. We've had so many people on Top Table who have joined in the last 12 months. And, I've said that, they're just trying to find something to keep themselves sane whilst locked down. So yeah, it's not all negative. Some of it's quite good. Read that. My son has got me into Legion. He plays droids, so I do clones, but I'm pretty terrible at it. At least got someone to play with though, Dave. That's cool, man. I'm still just painting up. They're all in front of me there. You've probably seen them when the camera was zoomed out. I've still got I got 2 core box. No, I didn't. Well, I didn't. I got 1 core box, and then I swapped my droid half for another. Sorry, I'm painting off camera, aren't I? That's not good, is it? I swapped my droid half for another starter box half of clones. So I've got 2 core box sets of clones. This brush is too. It's too good a brush to be doing what I'm doing. It's too soft. I use the Citadel shade brush. And then I've got some other stuff as well. So I've got specialists and specialists, ARC Troopers, Captain Rex. I've got him, he's supposed to be really good. Again, not played. So Mr. Matt Woods, who's on the stream tomorrow, he's really into Legion. So me and him are gonna sort of hash our way through it. He's got a basic grasp of the rules. So he's going to give me a crash course, and we are going to film some content for Legion, which will be quite nice. And I do say this on all the streams that I do, or whenever I talk about filming. If you're local to Manchester, or you can get to Manchester fairly easily, and not just Star Wars, any game, Middle Earth, 40k, whatever. You want to get your army on camera. You've got a pretty army, and you want to get it on camera, or you just want to come and play a game, and I'll film it. Then hit me up. I'm all in for that. Niall says, thoughts on new Easterlings? Can't wait, mate. I think they're awesome. I love them. Easterlings have always appealed to me. And I think they appealed to me because they were kind of considered as an evil Minas Tirith, but with hardly any options. So, I've always wanted to paint an army up, and the thought of painting an army up just didn't appeal to me. All that gold. I'm not a fan of gold armour. But when I sat down and gave it a go... In fact, I tell a lie, because there's streams which are probably still on the channel from a while ago, where I streamed saying I was going to paint some Easterlings. It's got to be 18 months ago, 2 years. And detested it, hated it. Didn't like the process at all. Didn't get them painted, and they went back in the box and weren't seen for until recently. But then got them out, started painting them, and loved it. So I mean, it just shows. It depends what frame of mind you're in. There's a bit of this armour that I'm not going to be able to get to, which is quite nice. Sorry, I do keep going off camera. Not used to painting on camera. Oh, flipping heck. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to see what else is coming for them. I think it's a given now that the next supplement is going to have Easterlings in it. And who knows what else? Who knows what else? There's loads of speculation. The Erebor speculation I think is a. If I had to put my money somewhere, that's where it would go, I think. But yeah, I'm excited, mate. Like I said, I'm painting the army up. I can't wait to see what comes out. I'm looking forward to playing them. Yeah. There's good thing about this, the Administratum Grey, because I'm going to go over it with Black Templar, I don't have to be massively neat with it, which is fantastic, because I'm talking and painting at the same time, which I never do, and it's extremely difficult. So I'll just get these face tubes, what you call them, right? Do you ever look at a sculpt sometimes and you can't work out where one texture ends and another one begins? I do it all the time. I'm going to fine a brush just to get these little bits. Flipping it, where are we? Sean says, what are you thinking of doing for the paint challenge comp? Would prefer a challenge style to get motivated to paint rather than a stressful comp. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I think what I'll probably do is maybe do some sort of voting system at the end for. I might let like a Patreon choose their favourite 3 of that month, something like that, and then I'll put it up for a vote, and I'll give them like an Element Games voucher for a tenner or something, just as a bit of fun and a little bit of incentive. Nothing crazy. I don't know yet, but it is mainly for fun. It is mainly for fun, Sean. But ideas are just a different theme, like. One month could be like grimdark. Next month could be, it could be something like fairy tale, where, and that doesn't. I don't want to choose a theme that eliminates anyone. I want it to encompass everyone, but just make them paint with a certain style or. I can get to it there, can't I? I'm going to move this camera up. What are you doing there? Because that's where I'm comfortable painting. Let me just move this camera now for you guys, because this is crazy. I'm doing a painting stream. You can't really see what I'm painting. Hopefully that's better. Dave says, still have tickets here to visit Warhammer World. It's on the to-do list as soon as the exhibition hall's open. Yeah, man. Hopefully we can tie it in, Dave. It'd be good to see you, mate. It feels like it's been... I think, when was the last time we met, Dave? Was it at... was it for the SBG mag thing? I think it was, wasn't it? That was ages ago. Al says, it's crazy it's been a year, although now I'm into painting since the first lockdown and joined a few friendly groups, which has been great. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think, like I say, it's not... I think we've got to take from things the positives. You can dwell on the negatives, can't you? And get like a little bit sort of caught up in it. And, it's hard to find motivation and feel enthused about anything when you're thinking that way. And I know it's easy to say, like, don't dwell on it, blah, blah, blah. But you've got to try, aren't you? If you don't try, then you're never gonna snap out of it. I've just moved the camera and I'm still painting. I'm not going back into the corner, so I do apologise. I'm just trying to get some sort of opaqueness to this grey. Not that you need it. It's only a base. So what else would be black? I've done the gun, the tubes on his face, the inside of the elbows, the backs of the knees. That big joint there where I've not glued it properly. God, it's lucky this isn't going into a competition, is it? There's a little bit there on his belly which you can see his undersuit, so I'll just get that. There we go. That's one done. 1 of 3 done with that. Move on to the next one, do it all again. This is the thing about Space Wolves, it's just repetition, repetition, repetition. And I'm going to start on the legs. I'm going to do limbs first. Limbs first, torso, head, weapons. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm rolling. I'll jump back in the chat to say this. Dan Brennan says, when the world reopens, I'll get my Imperial boys involved in any way, shape or form. Rex is by far and away one of the best commanders in the game. Yeah, I've heard he's good. I've got a rebel army as well. The first miniatures that I painted was Luke, Han Solo and Chewie, just because I'm of that age, and to get me into the... I really enjoy painting them because I'm so used to painting Middle-earth miniatures, which I love because Middle-earth miniatures are just freaking awesome. But the scale increase on Legion was a nice change. I really enjoyed painting them. I just felt like I could do more with it. Trying to get like a blend on flesh on a face that's tiny is difficult. You've got a little bit more room to play and you know, a little bit more room to make mistakes and be able to rectify it on a bigger scale. So yeah, it was quite nice, quite refreshing. Where are we? Gaetan says, I'm glad I have a friend who started Legion as well, so I'll be able to play with Curse City, not sure, but the minis are great. That will buy just about... Yeah, I mean, even if I had no intention of buying Curse City, I'd buy the game for the miniatures, which is what I pretty much did with Blackstone Fortress. I did have an intention. I've got a box of Blackstone Fortress, and it's fully painted. Everything's painted at the studio, because we were going to do content. The problem we had, by the amount of time it took us to paint everything, by the time we'd done it, we'd kind of moved on to different stuff, which was a shame. There's no reason why I can't revisit it. When I'm doing Curse City, if it takes off and people want to see it, you know, and we're in between bits and bobs, you know, it's just like a Warhammer Quest fan thing, I can always do a bit of Blackstone Fortress as well. Dave says, well, you know what I'm like. I've got almost all the prequel stuff now. Good man, good man. Carl says, evening all, Scarman at work, watching this with nothing to paint sucks. Looks like I'm going to have to bunk off early. I'm going to do it in a couple of hours, mate. I'm painting anyway. I was going to paint these up, and I just thought I'd stream, same as I always do, and then I end up chatting and not getting anything painted. So I'm determined not to let that happen. And the good thing about like these guys, not that I haven't got any love for them, because I do love my Space Wolves, but I can just power through them. I just want to get them done. Sorry, I'm going off bloody screen again. YouTube need to do some sort of like buzzer where when I go off screen, you lot ring the buzzer and it just goes herp. So no. Right, I've done behind his knees. The tubes. It's not very opaque, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because it's just to make it lighter than the base armour for when the Black Templar goes over. That's the beauty of it. It's great. This Administratum Grey is a bit weak of pigment, to be honest. I think it's just 'cause it's an old pot. Right, legs done. Let's do any arms, which there's not a lot of. There's a bit there. Is the image quality good anyway, guys? Do let me know. Can you see everything clear? Dave says, I had to spend my money on something given the Middle-earth drought. It's not a bad thing to spend your money on though, mate. Not a bad thing at all. Where are we? So I think it's just weapon now, isn't it? So I can go back to the big brush. I like that brush. It's a Raphael #1 brush. Very cool. Let's get some more paint. Gaten says, I'd love a weekend at Warhammer World. If I can get a vaccine, I'll fly over. I mean, that would be great. What I'll do, it's 100% happening. It's 100% happening, but I'm only going to do it when it's 100% safe to do so, obviously. I mean, Warhammer World, I'm not going to let anyone in until it is anyway. That's obvious. But, do you know what I mean? It's there'll be plenty of notice. I'll arrange it. And yeah, it'll just be great. Just to go. I'll bring a 40k army. I'll bring my one of my SBG armies. We'll book a few tables, have a few games, just hang out in Bugman's, get some food. I might just like treat it as if it's an event weekend. Stay in the is it the Premier Inn? It's over the road. And just hang out in the barn, have a few drinks, and just catch up with people. It'll just be great. Just be great. I missed it, man. Different Gear TV. When are you going to do some live cook along streams on the You Can Cook channel? I mean, I don't know if you have joking or not, but I am going to do it. I love cooking. I made a nice dinner tonight, actually. Made fish. I don't cook fish a lot tonight. I don't cook fish a lot generally, but I'm not a lover of fish. I like white fish. We had some cod tonight, but yes, it's going to happen. I spoke about it a lot. My kitchen was tiny in our house, and 2 weeks before Christmas ripped out my kitchen, new cooker, all that malarkey, new cupboards, and done it. But because it was 2 weeks before Christmas, and because I didn't want to be kicked out on the street. I had to get it done quick, so I basically did up to worktop. So all the floor was redone, all the units were changed. The kitchen was basically changed around. The footprint of the kitchen was changed around. All the base cupboards in, worktop in. That's all done. So I still have to do, which is penciled in for April, the wall units and the tiling. So once that's done, I'll film, because I don't think anyone wants to see me cooking in a kitchen with just bare plastered walls. It'll look a bit grim. Not that matters, I suppose, but that's what I've got in mind. And funnily enough, I mean, it's nothing to do with gaming. There's probably people listening now thinking, what is this guy on about? I've actually agreed to be on somebody else's cooking channel. But I'll say no more. I will say no more. It's another little channel that's similar to mine that reached out, and we got chatting, and it just seemed like a good idea. So yeah, it will happen, man. It will happen. Ruth says, can a Patreon choose their fave Christmas challenge entry? But yes, challenges are fun. Yeah. I got lazy with my Christmas challenge, didn't I? I owe you guys big time. Dave said, yeah, it was SBG battle report from about 3 years ago. 3 years, Jesus. But be good if we get together again. 100%, mate. Let's make it happen. Joe says, sounds similar to what AMG do. They pick a theme every month and showcase their favourites. For example, this month is royalty, which could be an Inhuman or could be something with purple on. Yeah, it's really, really open. So the theme will be, who am I to judge if I say the theme is, I don't know, Mickey Mouse, and someone decides just to put a Space Marine in black and red and yellow like Mickey Mouse. That's themed. They've done what was asked of them. I don't want people to waste models and paint them so that they can't use them for anything. So it's going to be a real loose. I could paint that grey. Actually, it's a bit of a base colour. Connery's thingy. Before I put the Rakarth on it. Carl says the OSBGL painting comp was quite good. More about quantity though. Yeah. I intended to take part in that, and just haven't yet. I just think it's because so much has been going on. I don't paint half as much as I'd want to, and even more so than that, things that I'd want to do more than painting is build stuff, which Top Table Terrain School, as soon as I can get back in the studio and finish filming that first episode. There's terrain stuff. There's loads of terrain stuff going on the channel. Loads of terrain stuff. People want it. People want to see it, and I'll do it. No problem. And there's loads of stuff that I want to do as well. I've got a lot of stuff especially now I'm playing Star Wars. I want to do a Star Wars board, and I love all the. Is it Geonosis? Is it Geonosis? Is that how you say it? I love all those boards, like the Red Planet boards, but everybody's doing them. I don't want to do that, so I'm probably going to do something with a bit of like fauna on it for Star Wars, and then I'm waiting to read the rules for Cursed City to see if there's any scope for actual terrain in that game, which would be cool if it is. If not, no biggie, but it would be cool if it is. I'd love to do some like really old school Warhammer terrain, you know, like Mordheim type stuff. I've got so many ideas for that. What else? And then obviously SPG stuff, which I'm in the middle of now. We have, I can't remember if I've said it, but I'll say it anyway. I'm hosting a Middle Earth, obviously got Scouring, but I'm hosting a non-league event for Middle Earth in December, a Christmas event. And it's going to be something which is going to blow your minds. And I say that with confidence. It's going to be something of the like that has not been seen yet in the community as far as events go. It's been something that a few people have tried to make happen, and it's something that was my original vision for the Scouring events, but the Scouring events just kind of took on a life of their own and turned into something else, which is not a negative thing. It's a really good thing, because what they ended up being is something I also love. Scouring is always going to be my favourite event. It's just so cool, man. It's like where it all started for me. Just doing that made me want to do more within the community, made me want to do YouTube more, made me want to do this. But in December, it is something completely different. It's going to be very narrative driven and based. Obviously, I'm sure there'll be a competitive edge to it in and around the top tables, which is cool, because a bit of healthy competition is fine. But generally, it's going to be aimed at narrative, theme, fun. I'm like one for the Tolkien nerds for sure. I'm super hyped about it. It's not just me. There is someone else involved, which will all come to light in the very near future, I think. I don't want to say too much just yet. Not that that's a massive secret who it is or anything like that. It's just that if I say, oh, it's this guy, go and check him out, I think it's going to take away the mystery, because you could quite easily look this guy up and know what's in store. Again, that's in a good way. It wouldn't be a bad thing, but it would take away the surprise. So yeah, that's super cool. And then depending how that goes, could lead on to something even bigger, which is we're in the realms of dream event then for me. But I'm not gonna get too excited. I'm gonna see how this pans out first in December, and depending on how it's received and whether people enjoy it and think that it's something that is worth continuing with, and making bigger and better every time, then we'll go from there. But yeah, super cool, super excited. It's mega stuff. I know it's really frustrating when I talk about stuff like that, because you don't know what I'm talking about, and it's like you just it's like when someone says, oh, I've got something to tell you. No, I can't tell you. It's like that. I know how frustrating that is, but just bear with me. You won't have to wait long. Dave's off. Catch you another time. Good luck with the Space Warrior thing that you pay. Yeah. How dare you? How dare you insult my space doggies? Yeah, as you can see, I'm just splashing paint on these. This is something I used to spend far too much time on for what this colour is going to do. I don't need to spend a lot of time doing it. It's a base for my contrast. So that is done. I jump back in the chat now. Just clean the brush off. Dan Brennan, Rogue One models are great. Get Cassian and Jin. Beautiful models. I think I've got Jin. Somebody sent me. I've got some 3D printed stuff as well, which is quite cool. Some like Luke stuff from The Mandalorian and stuff like that. There's loads of it going around, but that's really cool. And obviously, there's no cards or profiles for it, so it is just going to be a fun project. But I'm looking forward to painting that. Sean says, what image? Can't see, it's too blurry. Chris James says, image quality is great, thank you. Would love to see Curse City on TGG. Gaytan, what's TGG? You mean TTG? I'm only joking. But yes, 100% you're going to see it, whether it's me just painting them, talking about it. I'm hoping it is a format that can be transferred to filming well, because that's what I want to do. That's really what I want to do. Al says, downside of having great minis in Curse City is I feel I would want to spend a lot of time painting to make them look good. There doesn't seem to be any grunts that you could speed paint. I don't know, like the zombies look like they could be like that. I think it's one of them. Do you know what? I think I'm not going to make the same mistake that I made with flipping out. What's it called? I've just been talking about it. Blackstone Fortress, where I did spend a lot of time on the miniatures, painting them, and then it fell by the wayside and didn't happen. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to do one or two things. I'm either going to rope some people in to help me paint it up. I think I said this on the last stream. I'm going to buy the set. I'm going to ask a handful of people to help me paint them up, send the miniatures off for them to paint, for them to send them back to me, and then when I've finished the campaign or whatever, I'm going to send them the miniatures back so they can have them to keep, and do that. And I'll probably, knowing me, I'm the kind of person who does it. I do it with everything. I'll probably pick up 2 starter sets and have a starter set there that I then fully intend to take my time with and paint and never paint it. That's probably what would happen. But what I would say, Al, is yes, I'm in a similar position. I do that a lot, where I think I want this to be perfect, and I overthink it, and I spend a lot of time on it, and then the moment has passed. So I would say, just get your base colours on, get a wash on them, and start playing, and then you can just keep dipping back in and putting highlights on and things like that. Gaetan says, do you have any tips to go fast in painting, as I feel like I need 10 hours for 2 warriors? Well, don't talk on a live stream is one of them. And I think it's just, people say I paint fast. It doesn't look like it, does it? But it's hard when you paint, when you're talking. Some people do say that I can paint fast, but I think it's, if you're batch painting, I think it's find cheats to do. I'll look at a model. So as an example, if you look at the Minotaur Warrior video that I've done, look at that model, and it's like 85% silver. So before I even start, I just think, well, how can I, with these, same thing. So the majority of it is the armor, Space Wolf armor. So I'm like, right, well, how can I get that to look okay? You know, and then quick, which is an airbrush, and then a quick wash. I think airbrush base coated them, then done a quick wash, and then went in with a lighter airbrush. You can see just picking up the higher edges, and it works quite well. And when you've painted everything else, So when you've painted all the detail, anything that's black, anything that's silver, it just looks really good. It just looks like you spent more time on it than you actually have. To airbrush them takes minutes. With the Minister of Warriors, I painted the whole warrior in bolt gun metal, everything, face, flesh, cloth, everything. Done the dry brush to highlight it a couple of stages up, and then that was the metal done till the very last stage, which was edge highlighting. And I think I have that mindset when I go into a lot of army painting. I'll look at an army and I'll look at a collection of models in front of me, and I'll think, right, what's the biggest area that's going to take the longest to paint? You know, what's the main colour you see? And I'll go in with the intention of getting that done as quick as possible, and then everything else, like just picking out details, is easy. You know, like leathers, you're just going in with browns, aren't you? So then you get your brown paint out and you paint all the pouches and belts and straps brown. Next model, do that all brown. Next model, bum bum bum, and then flesh again, do. Next model, flesh, do, and then do your washes, all your washes. So actually, some people will do wash then at that stage and then do all the highlights, and then other people will do a highlight stage before the wash because it blends it in neater. And I think that's just something that you the more you paint, you come across. So sometimes I'll go straight onto wash and then highlight all in one hit. Then other times I'll highlight, then wash, and then highlight again. It depends how striking you want that highlight, I think. But it is just practice, but it's just blocking in colours. That's how I look at it. I say it all the time. I look at a model, and if I find it hard to get out of that mindset now. It's painting by numbers. So, you know, number 1 would be the blue armour, number 2 would be the flesh, number 3 would be the browns, and I do it in them stages. Normally I'll start on the lowest, closest to the body stage, so flesh, and then work out. I'm painting these a little bit differently because literally there's that flesh on him and that's it. And I want that to look good. So when I look at this model at the end, I want that little. It's not even half a face, is it? It's like a quarter of a face. I want that to be striking. So I've done the base coat, but I'm going to save the rest till the end. But yeah, I'd just say find what's the biggest colour that you're going to see, nail that first, and then just pick out all the other details after. But everybody's different. You'll probably find a way that suits. Different Gear TV. No, mate, I'm not joking. I need cooking inspiration. I'm getting fed up of trying to think of dinner ideas. Do you know what? I get fed up of trying to think of dinner ideas all the time, mate. I have like a few go-tos, which I feel like now I've worn out. YouTube's great. If you go on YouTube, you watch it and just let it play through. So if you search, I don't know, how to make whatever shepherd's pie, watch the video, take notes, just let it play through, and it'll show you recipes that you won't have. But another thing I take inspiration from is when I eat out, which is not obviously the last 12 months not been able to do. But eating out, I try and replicate meals that I've enjoyed when I've been out. And one of the reasons why I started the I Can You Can Cook Facebook page is to get inspired and see what other people are doing and have a go. You've got people like Glyn, who's not in the chat tonight, unfortunately. Glyn cooks some really out there stuff. A lot of it's not for me, but then there's other things that I think, you know what, I'll have a go at that, and it's something that I might not have thought of trying. So yeah, just get on the group, mate. Start posting some of your stuff up and get some conversation going. I don't put half the amount of time I'd like to into that group. I think it's got the potential to be a really good group. Gaetan says, sounds like a great weekend. Looking forward to TTG Terrain School. Real replica from Lord of the Rings. I'll be there. Sean says, that flesh is just a base. Looks done to me. Better than any of my flesh has come out. Yeah, it's just Bugman's, I think. It probably looks like it's highlighted because this got to this stage that long ago. It's been rubbed off. So like some of the it's very light blue underneath. Might look like highlights, but it's not. Right, okay. I think moment of truth. What I was going to do was do all the administratum grey, then do all the silver. Oh, there's a gun handle there. that I'll want to be black. But I think I'll just put the I think I'll do the Black Templar now, because it will go a long way in making them look done. I'm going totally against what I've just said to Gaetan what I do. Betting my numbers. Yeah, so normally I'd get all my base colours on. Should I do that? Should I get all my base colours on? Let's get all my base colours on. And then I'll go in with the Black Templar before I do my wash. I do have... I'm going to go with Steel Legion Drab, even though I don't normally use Steel Legion Drab for my leather on my Space Wolves. I have 2 Vallejo colours that I use, which is a base colour and a highlight. But I can't be bothered getting up to find them. So I'm just going to use this. So all the leather will be the pouches and the belt. Anyone who's on Twitch, by the way, I've only just started streaming to Twitch, and I'm not sure, like, Twitch is very different than YouTube, and has a very different clientele, it seems. And I only mean that in the sense that I have no clue how to promote my videos on Twitch or my live streams. Like, if you look now, I've got whoever's on Twitch, say hi. I'm assuming it's going to be Ruth or Sean. But whoever's watching on Twitch, say hi. I would really love to know how to promote these streams on Twitch, how to get more people to know, other than posting in the groups that I'm posting in. So basically what I'm asking is, how do the people who go on to who are not in the groups that I'm in, that I post my links in, if they're not in them groups, if you know what I mean, how do I get them to know that these streams exist? I just don't know how Twitch works. Somebody's sorry, I just replied to this message. Gaetan, do I have any tips for Gunnerbad Warriors? Yes, well, I've painted an army of Gunnerbads, and they're painted in a very, very similar way. If you go and have a look at the Minas Tirith painting guide video, it's pretty much the same, to be honest. The only difference is obviously the flesh is a different colour. I think I did a lot of pale blues, like pale browns, like really sort of sickly undead colours for the orcs' faces. And I think you want to put an extra couple of washes in, like an extra couple of what colours have we got? Not sepia, like flesh shade, like a watered down flesh shade, watered down. What's the dark green, the greeny brown one? I cut just more washes, just dull down the armour. That's all I did. But they started out as bolt gun metal. When I started painting them, when the first base colours went on, they were as bright as my Minas Tirith Warriors. And I just kept washing them and dulling them down. Don't try and dull them down. One thing I will say is don't try and get them dulled down in one hit, in one wash. 3 watered down washes look far better than one thick wash. One thick wash will just pool, and you'll have just, if you're using Nuln Oil, we'll just have big black puddles that you just can't get rid of, that just look weird. And if you're using Agrax, which I recommend using both, by the way, in different consistencies, and that is just trial and error. You'll see what works for you. Am I still on camera? Sorry, I keep going on bloody camera. But yeah, have a look at the Minas Tirith paint guide. You know what, I'm going in with the browns now. I can see loads of bits that I missed with the grey. Could have told me, guys. I'm going to paint that bit brown before the red goes on. So I'll need a couple of passes with this because it's quite thin. But yeah, that looks alright. While I've noticed it, because if I put him down, if I put him back and I think I'll go back to them greys in a minute, I won't, I'll forget because I'm chatting away. So I'm going to touch them up now. So yeah, anyway guys, it would be great to see you all tomorrow. I think I'm streaming, I think it's 9 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be streaming for about an hour and a half. We'll have a chat, we'll have a catch up. We'll announce the winner of the mega giveaway, which will be fantastic. I mean, yeah, that mega giveaway is... People are like, oh, you're giving it all to one person. Why don't you do like multiple draws, like a raffle? And I could have done. But I just thought, not many people do giveaways like this. You know, everybody does this little giveaway, that little giveaway, this raffle, that raffle. I could have done it as a fund builder for the channel because since being in lockdown, I've been doing a lot of research into filming and cameras and things like that. And the stuff we've got is suffice; it'll do a job. But when we were first buying cameras and stuff, we were very naive. We didn't really know what we were looking for. And actually the cameras we've got are not ideal for filming battle reports and getting in tight for them shots of the board when you're playing on miniatures that are this big. What am I doing? So there are a couple of cameras that I've found which, you know, that would have been a great idea to raise some funds doing a raffle, but I just thought, no, do you know what? Throughout lockdown, like, you guys and everyone else who's been watching the streams on here and the streams on Battle Streams with me and Damien, you guys are like just got me through it. Just put a smile on my face, made me look forward to streaming and chatting to you guys. And I thought I think giving something back would make me feel like I'm you know, it's not just me going, oh, come watch my channel, you know, grow the numbers, although that's what YouTube is all about, and I'm not going to lie, you know, I want the channel to grow, but yeah, I didn't want to do it as a raffle. Basically, I want someone to win it. I want someone, you know, in a few years' time to look back and go, oh, I remember that time when I won all that stuff, all that hobby stuff, all that awesome hobby stuff. That was through Top Table Gaming. That was a great little channel. Hopefully the channel will still be going as well. But do you know what I mean? I want to really put a smile on someone's face. I want to give a little something back because that's what's kept me going throughout lockdown and has kept me sane. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for all the support the channel gets. It's been great. It's gone through a lot of changes in the last 12 months. Well, the last 6 months, really. Changes that were kind of out of my control and had to happen, but you know, they created a lot of crossroads for me on what should happen with the channel and what shouldn't happen with the channel. And I think it's worked out all right, to be honest. I think it's worked out all right. Yeah, it's very thin, isn't it? Very thin. I didn't realise how thin this was going to be going on. There's not a lot of brown on him. So I'll do that first pass. That's 2 down. Here's the third one. Where are we? Jason says, great explanation, thank you. You're welcome, mate. If it helps and you can understand me waffling, then yes, you are welcome. Sean says, not as on Twitch this time. Twitch is the same as YouTube. You have to follow streamers to be notified if they go online. As to getting people to watch the stream, it would have to be links shared. Yeah, it's an odd one, because then why wouldn't they just watch the YouTube one? I don't understand why everyone's saying, oh, you need to get on Twitch. I don't know. It would be different for video games, as that's the main reason that exists. True that. And Niall says, and you got us through lockdown. I think we. Do you know what? As corny as it sounds, I think we did it as it was a team effort. It was a team effort. It's like I was saying before. There's lots of positives that have come out of lockdown. I've as much as I've hated lockdown with a passion. Like, it's just stopped me being able to do so much stuff that is a big part of my life. Also, it's made me appreciate other stuff, and it's really focused me on what I want from certain things, like the channel, what I want to happen. So yeah, it's not been that bad. And a lot of channels have popped up that didn't exist that didn't exist pre-lockdown, which has been great, especially like for the Middle Earth community. There's a lot of times where it felt like I was, creating content, which I love doing, don't get me wrong, but there was nothing for me to watch because nobody else was making Middle Earth content. And there's a lot of choice now, especially Middle Earth, a lot of choice, which is great for me because it gives me ideas as well. So I'll see someone does something like Harry on the Battle Games of Middle Earth has been doing a lot of really cool stuff, and some of his stuff gives me ideas to do other stuff, not like direct same content, like not that there's anything wrong with that either, but ideas, it's like, oh yeah, I never really looked at it from that point of view. Or if you see something's popular that you might have thought of doing in the past that you didn't do because you thought, no, it's not worth putting the effort in because no one's going to watch it, but then someone does something of that ilk and it does quite well, it kind of makes you want to do it. Am I waffling? Even if not SPG is helping my painting, good man. Jimmy says, agreed now, thank you guys. It's easy to support content creators on Twitch. You can subscribe to them using your free Amazon Prime sub you get each month, and things like tips and donations are just easier than YouTube. Yeah, I'm not great with tech. I'm not great with things. I am like a typical old man. I like what I like, and that's it. Right, okay, I'm going to do another pass of the brown. Oh, I'll do that while I'm here. So yeah, I'm not trying to get like a nice opaque coverage in one hit. If it goes on fairly opaque, great. But if it doesn't, don't force it, because you just end up ruining your mini. So as you can see here, it's very transparent. You can still see through the brown. Doesn't look brown. It don't even look brown. But then the second coat goes on. Yeah, makes a big difference. If I was being super picky and I was painting this, if this was like a character model, I'd probably do at least 3, but more than likely 4 coats of this brown to get that really flat colour. But on these, that's not going to happen. They're going to get this second coat, and then that'll be it. I'll let the Agrax do its work, which will give it another like tinge of brown. I feel like I've not painted for ages. The good thing about getting things like more than one coat as well, like sometimes you don't realise when you're giving it the first pass, you'll miss little bits. And you can just go back and do it. Has he got a thingy seal? Yes, there it is. As you see, you sort of start remembering as well. You sort of think, right, pouches, belt, seal, brown. Pouches, belt, seal, brown. And then you remember. I'm going up now. Gaten says, looking forward to tomorrow. Me too, man. Is Celestial Grey a good option for Barlin's beard? I'd probably go... oh, sugar, I've just gone in grey. That's because you just got me talking about grey. I just put my brown in my grey. I'd probably go... What's the darker one? I've not got it here in front of me because I've only got a few. This is one of the things that I'll talk about on my getting through your backlog. What's the grey they do that on the Warhammer TV painting tutorials they always use as a base coat? I'd probably start with that. I don't think it's Administratum. Mechanicus. I'll probably start Mechanicus and then go like uber light with the highlights. So you've got like some nice depth in the beard. I always think like you think beards are going to be dead easy, but they can be a right pain to get to look right, especially grey beards. I struggled with grey beards for many years. I used to always, if it was like a light grey beard, my base coat would be too light and it'd end up looking white. And I know Barlin has a very white beard, but I think I'd still start out quite dark, just so the recesses I've got a nice contrast. Practice on another mini, something with fur. Contrast is still something that I struggle with as a painter, especially with highlights. It's like I'm afraid to go too stark. And a lot of my miniatures end up looking quite dark, which I don't mind because I quite like that style. But I always look at them and think, I could have gone a little bit lighter there. I could have gone a little bit lighter. Like I look back now at miniatures that I painted a long time ago that I was very proud of, and I just think, the highlights, you've not gone far enough for the highlights. Percy being one of them from Middle-earth, and Thranduil. Although I'm very happy with the paint jobs, they look awesome. They look awesome. How big-headed was that? But you know what I mean. I'm really happy with them. You know, I do look at them now and think you should have had the nuts to take that highlight another 2 stages lighter. Have I done that one? Is it this one that I need to do? No. Where is it? Gaetan says, this is mega. I did alright. Jamie says, Mechanica standard, then highlight slasher, then edge cross. Yeah, that's probably exactly what I'd do. Yeah, very nervous about messing up this beard. I'm really struggling to paint my Lothlorien knights, even with contrast contrast white under Wraithbone. Yeah, are you going like traditional? Is it a lot of gold? I can totally understand that. Do you know what? I don't know if you've already started, but a long time ago. I started to paint a high elf army. I say started to paint. I did 3 test models. I'd show you, but I wouldn't even know where to look for them. It was that long ago. It was about 3 years ago. I went through a stage where I wanted a high elf army from the first age. Anyway, I did these test models on, you know, usual Retributor armor, and I did one in, well, I done all the armor in Mithril Silver, and then watered down Seraphim Sepia, and went all over the armor, and give it that tint, let it dry. And and then went over it again and went over about 3 times, and it turns it gold and it looks awesome. So if you've not already started, get yourself an old model that's got a bit of armour on it. Doesn't even have to be a high elf. Paint it silver, get some Seraphim Sepia, and just give it a couple of washes, watered down, not too thick, and I think you'll be surprised. And if you want to get them done quick to a good quality where it looks like you've really put loads of time and effort into shading and highlighting your armour, that's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. I've actually just invested in metallics by a company called Pro Acryl, which I've heard a lot of good things about, and I'm yet to try them. I could try them on these actually, couldn't I? I was going to paint my Easterlings in them, but they didn't come in time when I wanted to get started. Right, that's my browns done. So brown's done, that's done. Silver's next. I could go and get my Pro Acryl, couldn't I? Shall I? Or shall I just be lazy and whack some of this ironbreaker on that I've got to hand? It's the actual horse I'm struggling with. Ah, yeah, man. That's... it just takes a look. Yeah, a lot of gold, but it's just so tough. Joe says I really like bright gold and wash it with brown purple mix. Yeah, purple looks really good. I've been experimenting quite a bit with metallics. Pray for place. The horses. It's a difficult one. So you want them white. If I'm honest, I probably wouldn't have gone Wraithbone as the base. I probably would have gone Grey Seer. Or any grey. Like a really light grey. And then up to the white, or if you're using contrast, I think, yeah, Grey Seer. Is it Grey Seer? Or just undercoat them white and then done your Apothecary white. Is that what you're using, Apothecary white? I think that works well off a white base coat. Right, I need a crappy brush to get this out of the pot. Mix your metallics loads. There we go. Lesson in mixing your metallic. Right. I know I've got where my webcam is that's showing my mixing palette. It doesn't get the whole palette in. I'm aware of that. I need it to be higher. But when I get it higher, what I've got it hanging on, it slips down. So I need to get like a gripper thing. So I do apologise that you can't see mixing. I don't know if you bothered, but okay, silver. So I like these on mine. I like these round things on the ankles to be silver. Just think it breaks up the armour. Get all the edges. Boom. Boom. And those on the knee joint. I think just breaking up the amount of blue as much as possible in an easy way is good. I've got a feeling as well, I can't remember, but I think I painted these silver. You know, these like sort of I'll call them dental moulding because they remind me of what's called dental moulding. When I'm making canopy roofs in work. Won't mean anything to you guys, but there you go. So do his inner ankle and the dental moulding. It's raised quite a lot, so it's quite easy just to pick it up like that. It's getting every edge that's difficult because you don't want it to be silver, but then the edges still be blue. I like Ironbreaker as a as a base. I think it's a layer paint as well, but I really like it as a base. Nice and bright. I'm not going to do the heel. I need to get that one done. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to do these plates that them tubes fasten into in silver. Again, it's just to break up too much of the blue. Someone's messaging me. Niall's asking, has GW stopped selling super glue? Not too sure, my friend. It's not on the website. You want a tip for super glue? I've not got any on this desk or on my other desk. Go on eBay and find something called Mitre-Fast. M-I-T-R-E, fast. 2 separate words. Super glue and activator. You'll never ever use any other super glue for your miniatures. You get an activator spray with it, so you can stick things instantly. You put the glue on one surface, you spray the other surface, you press them together and they're stuck. It's industrial strength. Yeah, just try it out. It's probably cheaper as well. I think for the activator and the glue, it's probably about 6 or 7 quid. His face mask, should I leave that to match the armour, or should I do it silver? Do his eyes. I mean, look how lazy I am. I'm still using my Citadel shade brush. So lazy. So lazy. So you see, I'm basically just working up the model from feet down and picking out what I think would be silver, like little things just to break it up. There will be silver on the gun, but I'm going to do that after the Templar's gone on. I'll do all them circle things in silver. It's the thing with metallic paints. It does dry quicker, I find, than standard paint, even on a wet palette. Starts to get gloopy. And yep, you can just add more water to it, but you add more water to it and it tends to separate quicker. I'm hoping that I can get to the wash stage and Black Templar stage before the end of the stream. Be nice to do that. Pray for Play says, yeah, that white, I've only primed one, so I can change the prime colours. They don't have to be white, just a lighter tone. Yeah, do you know what? I'd spray them white, get a nice flat white colour, and then use Apothecary white contrast paint. I think it's a really, really easy way to do them. And you can always go in after, if it's not done it to your liking, you can then just go in again with white and pick out the tops of the muscles and that with a couple of thin glazes. Jamie says, just try the new gold using Scale 75 Necro Gold and think I'm in love. It looks epic. Good stuff. Gaetan says, for Graham, start with darker grey and highlighting. I think he said he was using contrast, Gaetan. I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pray for plagues. Joe says, for light grey horses, I use Administratum, shade with Dawnstone and highlight with Ulthuan. Might mix a little white for another highlight. He also says, for white, I go shade of light. I use base, use Ulthuan, shade with Administratum and highlight with white. Pray for plagues says, yeah, thanks guys. Who's a rabbit? I'm not a great painter, so looking for the easy way, troops and stuff, I'm fine, just horses suck. Yeah, horses suck for everyone, mate. Trust me. Horses suck for everyone. I hate painting horses. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I have great admiration for people who rock up with these fully mounted armies. Right, so I've done that. I've done the elbows. I'm gonna do this grill on top in silver. Pum, 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 pum. Again, just to break it up, the little rivets and things like that are going to be silver, but I'll pick them out at the end. Should we get inside the rivets? Get the edges. And then, so these vents, these jetpack vents are a little bit different than normal ones. So it's the bottom piece with the grill that I tend to paint silver. So I'll do that circle silver and these vents silver. And again, I'm not being overly neat here because they're just tabletop, they're just standard troops. You know, when I say I'm not being overly neat, I'm trying to stay within the line, so to speak. But I'm not going to be overcritical if I slip up. This, for me, is about speed. If I wasn't streaming, I'd probably have these done now. I'd probably have done the 6, actually, in one hit. But I'm just trying to sort of get through. And also, I do like to do that main disc on the back. Silver. Sorry, I'm going off shot again, aren't I? Just tidy up the edges here. Sorry, what's the glue called? I missed that. It's called Mitre Fast. M-I-T-R-E. Mitre, as in, you know, in joining when you like a 45-degree joint, like a mitre. So it's Mitre Fast. 2 separate words. Search eBay for it. And pick yourself up some, and yeah, you'll never look back. Yeah, Jamie's just saying that. I think in contrast white, scared to do it wrong. Paintbrush Pirate saying, hey man, says, hi everyone, I feel like I've painted everything tonight, my desk is a mess. Yeah, I feel that. Now I would say my hatred for priming horses is the reason Theodor's Guard is my go-to. Rohan Legendary Legion. I find painting horses kind of therapeutic, but I'll stay quiet. That's because you're a psychopath, Paintbrush Pirate. Now says, please tell me how to make them fun. I have so many mounted heroes to paint. For me, there isn't a fun way to paint them. I think you've just got to grin and bear it. What I'd probably do is not try and paint like 6 horses in one sitting. Probably do them 2 at a time, maybe 3 at a time. You know, just to make it a little less. So I think it's one of them things. Sometimes you can get on a roll. I remember I sat one night and I think I painted like 15 Rohan horses in one hit. Kind of by accident. I was just sort of on a roll painting them. It just like sort of come together. I got them done. I'll just persevere with it. Jamie says, I enjoy painting horses, and that's why I have Rohan and Dothraki. Niall says, please tell me how to... Oh yeah, I've done that one. Old plastic horses are horrible to paint after the first half dozen or so. The new Forge World and plastic mounted horses are quite fun. Yeah, the Forge World stuff's alright. Made a bloody schoolboy error with these already, Anna. I normally put my base material on when I prime. I just realised that. I'm still using this bloody wash brush like an idiot. Gets the paint on quick though, I suppose. It's got no point to it though. It's pretty much, it's basically like a ballpoint pen at the end. What's the does anyone know the rules for YouTube? Because like when I paint, I generally have music on. Obviously, you're not going to want to have music on loud when I'm streaming. But I'm always a bit paranoid about putting music on in case YouTube like give me a strike or something. I don't know if anyone's clued up on the whys and wherefores of that. If you like this type of stuff as well, I have got in the pipeline. It was one of those things that I spoke about with a couple of people a while ago. I say a while ago, it was only a couple of weeks ago. For painting videos with 3 of us on painting the same thing or trying the same technique. Which I still want to make happen. That'd be quite cool, especially like for me. It's like more of a personal thing for me, for like a way to learn different techniques. But it'd be cool for people who are new to painting as well. Like they can paint along. Like it might be wet blending 1 week or dry brushing the next. Just don't play Little Mix, yeah. Put that little hair thing there. That I painted on the last one. Did I paint? I'm going to paint them on his head silver. Because I feel they look like clasps. Maybe the helmet's like a 2-part helmet or something. That's what they look like anyway. Yeah. Right, let's get on this backpack, and then we've got one more to do. Slap the paint on here. I don't know if you can hear. Can you guys hear my desktop? Can you hear that? The messages coming through. If you can, I apologise. It's been pinging. Yeah, Legion stuff is it's coming along. I'll say that, not as quickly as I thought. I've been mad busy at work. I was just saying at the start of the stream, this is the first time I've actually painted for a while. Work's just been mental, and then when I've not been working and I've been doing channel stuff, because like painting, building, filming, editing, coming up with ideas. It all falls under the one umbrella for me now as my hobby. So when I have had hobby time, it's been doing like backroom stuff for the channel. Organising. I've been trying to get a lot of stuff into place for post lockdown. You know, like events and stuff, because that's what I've missed. I really need to stop being lazy and put this brush down and get a brush that is actually fit for purpose, instead of trying to edge highlight with a flipping plank of wood, which is what it feels like. I think I have to play all that royalty-free stuff to be safe. I think it's fine on stream. Yeah. No contrast, like base coat, wash, then just highlight up. Seen some people do great work with contrast though. Yeah, I use contrast for certain things. I don't rely on it for a lot. I think contrast is a great way for new painters who are just getting into the world of wargaming, hobby painting, because they can get an okay result quick. So I think it's great for that, because I think a lot of people probably get into this hobby, think, oh my god, this is great, I get to recreate all this action and have fun with this, and they're looking at pictures on Warhammer TV, these beautifully painted armies and pictures on the box, and I think that's what I'm going to have on the table, and then they try to paint, and they're not as good, and they just don't like it, and it puts them off even wanting to pick them up. You know, they're disappointed with what they've done, which is going to happen the first time you paint. So I think having a way to paint that you can get a pretty decent outcome quick, without much experience in painting, is good. But I tend not to use contrasts when I use them the way that they are intended. I use them a lot for glazes, toning down colours like browns, or darkening down. I use a lot of browns contrast. Big fan of, I think it's Witchwood, Wildwood, whatever it's called. Big fan of that colour. It's a great colour, really rich brown. And just using different amounts as glazes over when you finish it. When you do all your base colours in brown, if you've got a model that's got like a lot of leather on them, and you want a certain area of clothing to stand out from that's sat on top of another certain area of clothing that are both very similar colours, putting glazes of contrasts over them works great. I've got a feeling I missed. Oh no, I didn't. So yeah, I don't use them. I wouldn't paint a model full contrast, and that's not, I don't mean that and I've come across quite snobby in it. I don't mean it like that. I just prefer this way of painting, the way I learnt to paint. I think I can get a pretty decent result pretty quick. He says, not doing very quick here, but I'm trying away. Paintbrush Pirate, use contrast on my Stormtrooper and it's like really good. It's just the highlighting after that sucks. Yes, brushstrokes, horses are great and highly recommended. Good shout out, my friend. Check out his video. If you do check out his video, comment on his video and let him know that you were recommended on a top table stream, because he's a good friend of mine and we help each other out. Starting to see a few mistakes. Sorry, I'm going off camera again. Starting to see a good few mistakes. Just done one there, but it'll be okay. That's a big one, isn't it? Wash that off with water. Okay, water with this bloody thing. Thanks for the beard suggestion. This has turned out very nice. Good stuff. Get a picture of him on the Facebook group, mate. Share it. Let us have a look. Maybe I'm doing wrong, but I do all the base layers on each mini in one go. Should I be doing 2-3 models at a time? Depends how many you're doing, mate. Like some people, Stu from the Out of the Frying Pan podcast, he's a commission painter, and he much prefers to, so if he's doing a commission, let's say he's doing a commission of, I don't know, Goblin Town, he'll do every stage in one hit. So he'll do all the flesh on 60 models, then he'll do all the leather, then he'll do all the wood, then he'll do all the eyes and boils and teeth, and that would send me absolutely insane. I do them in batches of 10, and then batches of 10 or 12. If I was doing Goblin Town, that is, I'd do batches of 10, do all the base coats, do all the wash, then do all the highlights, and then start again, do the next 10, and repeat the process. Whereas he just does it all. He'll do them all in one hit, like an absolute crazy person. But I suppose everybody's different, and it's what you're comfortable with. If you can paint them all in one hit like that and not be disheartened and lose interest, then do that. But again, like I say, everyone's different. If I'm painting an army, the way I used to do it, warbands in Middle Earth SBG used to be 12, regardless of what hero you had. So if I was doing an army, 600 point army, it might have 3 or 4 heroes in it, and like 3 or 4 warbands. I'd do it that way. So I'd do 10 or 12 models, and then at the end of that 10 or 12 models, I'd then do one hero as a treat. I enjoy painting it, and then I'd do the next 10 or 12 normal warriors in the warband, then treat myself to a hero, and do it that way. But you'll find, I think you'll find your own little nuances and what makes it easier for you to get through armies like that. Silver, 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 silver. Oh, his head. I can't believe I've done all this with a flipping Citadel shade brush. Don't try this at home, folks. That's just me being very lazy and not wanting to change my brush. Where are we? Catch up on the chat. Let me jump out of this, 'cause I'm just gonna let them dry a minute. Oh, where's my cursor? There it is. Flick to that. Right. Okay. So, it put me off playing, but a whole Serpent Horde army second hand, Mummock and everything. Took me a while to get into painting. Now got a Lothlorien army. I'm having some worry. Just persevere, mate. Persevere. If you find yourself getting that burnout, don't like Don't push yourself. If you feel that you're losing interest, take a break. Take a break from it. Paint up a hero, or paint up a flipping Space Marine, or something that just changes the flow. Or don't paint anything. Just have a couple of days off. Don't force yourself to do it. You're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to enjoy it. Now, there are parts that are very, very taxing on the brain, like horses. But yeah, I find, again, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to say is going to be in the video that I'm filming on Monday. And one of the things is, this might not make sense when I say it out loud, but it's a lot easier to do 4 or 5 small tasks than it is to do one enormous task. And by that, I mean, if you've got, like you say, what was it, 600 point army or something, break that down into, put all your heroes to one side and all your warriors to the other, and do, like I said, set yourself little tasks. So you might break it, you might have 40 infantry, break them into 10s and paint 10, and then paint one of your heroes, and paint the next 10, and paint one of your heroes, and do it that way. And you'll find that before you know it, because you're going through these smaller tasks and they're easier to complete and quicker to complete, in your head, for me anyway, it feels, when you look at what you've done, even though that you've got to that point what feels quite quick, you've put a big dint in the army, and you think, flipping heck, I'm halfway through, and you just do that, and just set smaller tasks. I'm losing track on the chat, so I do apologise, but I'll keep track best I can. Watch the sand-based video. Not sure was you. For me, I think I've done a couple of basing videos. Need pics on CTG community now. Was just amazing. Or was that Brushstrokes? His was really good. Different Gear TV. What happened to Jay? Is he still part of TTG? He's not part of TTG anymore. He's still around. Me and Jay still pals, but yeah, he's not part of TTG anymore. He had to take a step back. He had a few things that he needed to deal with, things that are more important than hobby and games and things like that. So yeah, we wish him the best of luck, obviously. But yeah, it's I'm going solo at the minute. It's just me. Yeah, it's tough, but it's a challenge. But I'm enjoying doing it on my own, weirdly enough. I was really panicked by it and wasn't sure if I was... Let me turn the light off because I'm very washed out. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it on my own. Sorry, I'm just going to try and sort this lighting out. It's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Is that better? Oh, flipping heck. Let me turn that up. I don't know what I've done there. Ah! I've got this light, and it's got that's like a warm light. I don't want that. I'll do that one. What was I saying? Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it on my own, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of work. I would much prefer someone else was doing all the backroom stuff, and I could just film content. But now I've pretty much got an overview of everything that's going on with the channel, and yeah, it is a challenge, but I'm enjoying the challenge, which is good, and I'm getting loads of support from you guys, which just sort of spurs me on to keep doing it. So yeah, unfortunately, it is just me now, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are some changes again going forward, maybe at some point. Who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of things. I feel like I'm always saying, loads of stuff going on behind the scenes, but there's so much going on. I put a little cryptic post out on the channel today. I think probably about 3 o'clock, 3:30, something like that. I don't know if you've seen it. Well, that's exciting. So yeah, I'm really excited for the channel going forward. It's going to be super cool, super cool. Gaetan says, if you have any way of painting 8 warriors in a week, I'll take it. What? I think you can, Gaetan. I think you can. I think you can. Everyone's different, and you shouldn't feel pressured. You shouldn't feel pressured because someone will say, well, I'll paint 8 warriors in a night. You know, I'll paint 8 warriors in 2 days. I'll paint 8 warriors, whatever. Don't feel pressured because what other people do. You just do you. Everyone has to work at their own pace. But I think you'll find the more you do it, the more you paint, you sort of get in your stride, and you find quick ways of doing it. You know, I'm at the point there now where I'm going to be whacking washes on in a minute. And when you put a wash on, when you've done all the base colours, it makes a world of difference. Payment Pratt says, I'm about to make 600 points of Almighty Rohan complete with WYSIWYG dismounts for the first Ardacon. It almost broke me. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm just really bad with whites. I've got Galadriel to paint 2. White's tough. Don't beat yourself up because you're struggling with white. Like, I think everyone, no matter how good you are, you're struggling with white. White is tough. I'm doing that as well, but I take 3 weeks to paint the 8 warriors before the troll. How long are you sitting? How long are you sitting for and painting? That's the other thing. That's the other thing. If you're painting 8 warriors, do you know what? I think you've given me an idea, Kaitan. And I did it a while back, but not many people jumped on board with it. And I think what I'll do is it won't be for a few weeks, but what I might start doing is like the paint along stuff where I'll put a post out on the channel. So I'm going to do a paint along stream for a couple of hours one night, and I might say this week I'm going to be painting whatever. So anyone who's got, I might say Minister of Warrior, anyone who's got Minister of Warriors to want to paint, come along and we'll paint them. You don't have to paint a Minister of Warrior, but it'd be quite cool if we paint because we can talk about what we're doing, etc. If we're working on the same miniature. And yeah, we might sort of get you through some quicker ways of getting through your minis, hopefully. But don't beat yourself up over it, man. Like, it will come. Don't worry. Something will just click one day. That's what happened with me. I can remember. I used to have and I still can't. I do fall victim to this a lot. I say victim. I do it to myself. But I have so many projects on my desk. It's daunting to look at, and you're like, oh, for God's sake, I'm never going to get through these. And all I'd say is, clear your desk, get everything off. Get everything off. So if you're painting a 600-point army, even if you've already done that thing that I said and you've broke it down, don't have a 600-point army on your desk. Have the 8 miniatures that you're painting on your desk, and the paints that you need for them 8 miniatures on your desk. Nothing else. Clear it off. Get rid of it. Put it in a cupboard. Put it in a box. Put it in a cupboard. Get it out of sight, out of mind, and concentrate on them. And you'll find it psychologically it does a lot for you. I need a tip to be faster. Again, that'll come. I'm not so bad, just so slow. It'll come, mate. I'm doing this as well. I just can't do the colour neat fast enough. Is it because of the brush? Such that I'm getting not motivated after a batch. What brush are you using? I think if I was telling someone who's just starting, I'd say use a good quality number 2 brush, and you can use it for everything. And then as you become more confident, and you want to try other stuff. Do you know what? I think when you're a new painter as well, I don't know if you're doing it or not. Like stuff like eyes, forget eyes. Don't paint eyes. Don't paint eyes. Just leave them. Do not paint eyes. Just do the face, skin tones, nothing else. No eyebrows, no eyes, no lips. Forget your lips. Just do your base coat, your wash, and your highlight on flesh. Done. And do your whole army in that. And when you're finished and it's playable and you can put it on the table and play with it, if you then want to go back to it the next week and go, right, you know what, I'm going to put eyes on all these models. You want to do that, do it. Just make it easy for yourself. Don't try and do everything straight off the bat. Don't try and be an award-winning painter straight away. Work to your strengths. Right, okay. Well, I've caught up on the chat, which is crazy. That never happens. I'm gonna turn my light back on. I'm gonna change the screen to that, and I'm gonna do Black Templar. Now I can have a reason now for using my shade brush, even though it's what I've been flipping using all along. So I want some of this gear. So I've got a few drops on there. Oh! Just shook it with the lid on. It cut me thingy. Luckily, I pressed it, but it's all over my bell ringers. Look, that could have been a lot worse. Flipping heck. Do you know what? I was only having a conversation with someone yesterday where I was saying, "Oh, I'm sick of seeing all these posts on Facebook about people who spill null oil and all that. I've never done it." And then I pick up an open tub of flipping Black Templar and shake it like an absolute empty head. I'll just leave that there. I'm actually going to stick some water in that as well. Right, I need to wash my hands, look. I'll be back in 2 seconds. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Hobbyist tip, always have cleaning wipes to hand. Shocker. Here's me giving advice to painters and then do that. Do you know what? It's not as bad as Matt, who's coming on the stream tomorrow. Do you remember when contrast paints, when they first come out, and they released them and nobody could get hold of them? And Black Templar was one of the colours that everyone was paying stupid money for on eBay. He spilled a whole pot first time he used it. Oh, the pot's flipping full of it now. Every time I touch that pot now I'm going to get black on me. Hopefully I won't need to mix anymore. I've mixed quite a bit up there. Making a right mess, aren't I? Right. Let's do this, folks. This has been a perfect stream for the mood I was in earlier, getting stressed out trying to paint up for next Friday. Yeah, don't get stressed, man. Don't get stressed. Enjoy painting. If you're ever feeling stressed, walk away. Walk away, have a breather, go and have a brew, have snacks, you know, sleep. Come back to it when you feel it. Carl says, just sat down trying to get some more of these ranges of Athelion done. Dan Collister, hello. How you doing, Dan? Good to have you. Painting up some nasty... I think I've thinned that a little bit too much, to be honest with you. I've now got to go back to the pot that I've just spilt because I've thinned it too much. Flipping heck. You missed it, lads. I'm making a right flipping mess. Right, I need some more black in there. Actually, I've got 2 lots there, so I'll do that. That's better. It is really good, this contrast paint, it's got to be said. So what I'll do with the contrast paint is, it won't be one thick coat, there'll be a few. I'll probably put, looking at it in this consistency, I will probably do 3 coats, but I'm hoping the second one will prove me wrong. Right, that's the Gondon. type's done. Where are we? Been having a hobby hangout. Now popped on. Just finished my alerts. Nice tone on the Space Wolf. Yeah, it's just done with airbrush, mate. I've got like a little technique that I've been using for ages that just gives me that solid base just to paint all the details and go off. Just makes life a lot easier. I'm trying to get this flipping army finished. One day I'll have them finished and they'll be on the channel. If I didn't put any grey on his bit there. I'm just working up the model, starting on the lower limbs so I don't miss anywhere. That was a super quick clean up as well, wasn't it, of my area after spilling all that flipping contrast paint. Is there anything else on him that needs to be black? Oh, look at that, I've missed his hand on that side. That's because you lot of me talking. Totally blame you. I'll do on him. Right, this one done and I'll jump back in the chat, folks. We're talking a lot about painting motivation. If you if you want to talk to someone who's got motivation to paint, it's Mr. Dan Collister. He's an absolute machine at the minute. And to a really good standard as well, it's got to be said. Yeah. Man, these are big guns, these, you know. So anyway, it looks like on Monday I am going to have to order a new pot of black Templar. Hobby tip, don't go to shake your pot after you've opened the lid. I've not even checked, I better have got it all over my boat race, haven't I? Oh, flipping heck, just got a big blob of it on his knee. That's no good. Wash that off. Right. trying to get this done as quick as I can, folks, and then I'll jump back in chat. I've got my Am and Hen scenery to finish painting. Hopefully this weekend as well. I'm hoping I'm going to get a bit of time tomorrow before tomorrow's stream to finish that, which would be really nice because then I can get working on the board. Yeah, boy, happy with that. Right, before I do the third one, I'll jump in the chat. Where are we? Oh, there's not much going on. You guys have gone quiet, which is cool. Gives me some more time to paint. I've got those things. Our paint spent now. Horrible in game. Ninja Gold Splat. Hey, how is everyone? We are well. And Dan says, oh shucks, cheers. It's only because I'm rabid about MESBG at the moment. The rest of my over is suffering, not touched my heresy stuff in about 6 months. I've got so much on the go, mate. It's a little bit silly. And you know what? Here's the funny thing. I've got so much on the go. Like I say, yeah, it's a little bit silly. And what am I painting tonight? Space Wolves. Do I need them? Nope. There's things that are a lot further up my list of needs than these guys. But I just fancied painting something that, I don't know, I could just throw paint on and chat and hang out. You know what I mean? They've been there, needed to be done since the Indomitus box set came out. And I just thought, I'm just going to paint some of my Space Wolves. I have a lot of admiration for people who have not Space Wolf, but 40k armies in general, and the whole army is well painted. That is, it's dedication to have that many minis in an army and have them all well painted. I'm just looking at my phone. My Instagram at the moment is going a little bit crazy, which is good. I say my Instagram, the channel Instagram. Yeah, that's another thing, guys. You know, anything that you lot can do to help with the channel, you know, whether it's inviting friends, sharing the videos, sharing the posts, etc. Hand on heart, really do appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow the channel at the moment. Obviously, you know, doing the mega giveaway was a big part of that. Oh, I'm gonna get mucky hands here again, aren't I? I'll pick this flipping thing up. But yeah, there's things that I want to be able to achieve with the channel, and to be able to do them, I need the channel to be not considerably, because you know it's doing really well, but a little bit bigger, to be able to sort of say to people, look, it's, you know, this isn't just me in my spare room, you know, making videos for myself. This is a community. This is a thing. It's worth working with. It's worth investing in. It's worth everything. Oh, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. So yeah, if you any help that you can do, you know, doesn't even necessarily have to be like the Patreon or anything like that. Just sharing videos and stuff like that is fantastic. But The patrons for this channel are amazing, very loyal. I've been a lot of them. We've had a lot of new patrons since Christmas, which is great. But a lot of our patrons have been patrons since day one, and supported the channel, which is, it kind of just blows me away really. But it does make me want to keep pushing on and succeed with the channel and sort of prove to them that it was worth their time and finances to support me in this endeavour. If you'd have asked me 5 years ago, would I be doing what I'm doing now? Would this thing be taking up the amount of time that it takes up in my life? I'd have laughed at you, I think. I'm at that point now where I can't see for looking. Do you ever get there? Right, now that's the only problem with contrast paint. It takes forever to dry. So I can't do another coat till that's dry. I can't put a wash on till that's dry, so I think I'm going to call the painting there, which is a shame, but we'll catch up with that another time. I think what I'll do, I'll probably off stream tomorrow or something, is I'll do the Black Templar again. I'll give them another coat of Black Templar, then I'll save them and I'll finish them on the next painting stream, I think. Where are we? Gaten says, didn't do any hobby in a month, but this is making me want to paint my Gundabad. Thank you, Steve. You are welcome, my friend, and yes, get them painted. Different Gear TV, top tip, if you want good coverage, always shake your paints with the lids off. Kurt Meets, hey, fan of the channel, what do you think of the new Easterling unit for Middle-earth strategy battle game? I think it looks freaking awesome, and I think the Easterling army is in dire need of a new lease of life and more options for the army. I really like the army anyway. I'm painting it up because I had an inkling, this was coming. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see them. The new minis look great. Let me turn this light off. The new minis look great. Where's that other light coming from? So let me turn this light off because I've got like a weird thing here. There we go. That's better, right? And then I'll go to this scene. Yeah, the Easterlings, I think they're looking really good. Really good. Let me... How do I get rid of that? Text view counter box. Yeah, there we go. It's obviously an elite unit. It's going to be low defense, high fight value. It's gonna hit like a train, but I think they are going to be quite squishy. Hopefully they'll have a couple of special rules that will make them stick around a little bit longer. But yeah, excited to see what else is coming for the Easterlings. I said this before. I don't think that's going to be the only new thing. I think we're going to get like a bit of a splurge. Possibly, I guess I would say those new elites and possibly two more units, maybe a hero and a unit, something like that. Like the Harad and the Corsair heroes, something of that ilk would make sense to me. And it'd be really cool. But yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to play that army. I think that's probably going to be the first, me along with everyone else, that'll probably be the first event that I go to, will probably be my Easterlings army, just because I am painting them in the background. I'm doing, in between other stuff, and painting 6 at a time. Yeah, so Easterlings, cool, they get a big thumbs up from me. Excuse me. But yeah, welcome, Kurt. Good to have you in. Dan says, best to paint something through. Sometimes having too much puts you off doing anything, yes. So do what you're feeling, then ride the enthusiasm into painting what you need to paint. Palette cleansers, yes, totally agree. Totally agree. We spoke a lot about that pile of shame thing, and I did say at the very start of the video, I'm hoping on Monday afternoon to film a video which is like my 5 tips for motivating myself to paint, and the techniques and things that I do so that I don't feel overwhelmed, because I do paint a lot of armies, and sometimes I look at them and I just think I just can't be mithered. And I have to push my way through it and don't enjoy painting them as well as I should, and then that reflects in the paint job. I think if you're not enjoying painting something, I think it shows. So I do have a few kind of little steps that I go through to try and motivate myself. Oh, sorry, I'm moving the wrong thing there. So yeah, I'm going to be filming that on Monday afternoon. Let me lock that in place. That doesn't move. There we go. Where were we up to? Gaetan says, this is a good question. Jamie says, that's a great tip, Dan. I painted Dobby the other day in between my A Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, I've got those as well. I've got. Can you see it? Oh no, you won't be able to see it there. It's on that shelf, but that side, the Harry Potter stuff. But I'm painting that with my daughter, so that's kind of when we're in here. She's not been in this week. She's had loads of schoolwork on. But when she comes in here, that's what we're going to sit and paint. Because I ran out of girly models, as she calls them. I ran out of girls for her to paint, and she's really into Harry Potter, so we're going to paint that. Gaetan says to Dan, agreed, I'll paint something I really want to paint. That is the best tip. But you know what the thing is as well? There's going to be times when you have to paint stuff that you don't like to paint. But it's having that mindset. So setting yourself little tasks and having a prize, if you want, at the end, where you'll, like I kept saying, paint 8 infantry and then treat yourself to a hero or something like that. And that's the way to do it. Break it down into smaller tasks rather than one huge task. Different Gear TV. Don't forget to smash the like button. Yep. Ninja Gold Splat. I'm waiting for some Ninja Turtles to be released now after that Easterling release. Well, everyone's saying he looks like Shredder. I mean, the things are always going to look like something, aren't they? They're always going to look like something. I like them. I think they look good. I really do like them. New book, do I think? Yes. New source book, without a doubt. Because we haven't got the profiles for them, so there's gonna have to be a new book. Carl says, I've not painted much in the last week or so. Been too busy getting the house sorted for the move, but then can't wait to get back to my previous painting amount. Yeah, I was like that kind of on the run up to Christmas with the kitchen, working on the kitchen. And I don't know. I think you've got to make time, haven't you? Because in reality now, I should have loads of time to paint, but I'm kind of one of them people. I always make life pretty hard for myself, so I've took a lot on. Like in my work life, I've took a lot on, and then with the channel stuff, the channel stuff and my work life at the minute, there's a chance that they might become intertwined, which is exciting. But that's for very early days. But I've got a load of stuff to plough through and people to speak to and different things like that. But yeah, that would be nice. Be able to do loads more content. Where are we up to? In all honesty, though, they look good. Yeah, the Easterlings, they do look good. Joe Achilles in, he says, hi Steve, just got on the computer after a busy day, and there you are, painting live on the interweb. I know I'm painting, right? I've painted these guys. I never paint. And I painted these, look what I've done. So anyone who watches the battle streams on a Friday evening every fortnight, you can tell Damien that I do actually paint. I do paint. Yeah, I'll be glad to get them painted. So who else is 40k players in here, by the way? Be interesting to know. Ninja Gold Splat. Tip one, I can get new models. Yeah. Green Tree, hello, just got here. How long have you been going? I've been going a while. Let me have a look. Flipping heck. I planned on only doing an hour and a half, and we've been going 2 hours, 20 minutes. I'm not hanging on for much longer because it is 10 to 11, and I've got stuff that I need to do before the draw tomorrow. I've got to do a spreadsheet, which is going to take forever. There's like I done the mega giveaway because I wanted loads of people to enter, not thinking of the work that's going to be involved in sorting that out. So yeah, I do need to sort that out today. Gonna get going. Catch you tomorrow, Steve. Yeah, Jamie. Thanks for joining us, mate. Take care. I won't be far behind you, mate. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for the draw. I guess I'm saying good, have a nice evening to Jamie. Dan says, love those new Easterlings. Very happy to see new stuff. Leaves a lot of interesting options for future books. I just joined the Patreon. Oh, you absolute sweetheart. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, you know me, Dan. Anything Middle Earth wise, I'm all over it like a tramp on chips. I'm just, yeah, Easterlings. I've been in and around this game since its incarnation, and Easterlings have not seen much new in that whole time. So the thought of Easterlings getting a new lease of life and just having some excitement pumped into them, people being hyped about Easterlings, like really sort of gives me a warm fuzzy feeling inside. And me being one of them, I'm excited. I'm painting my army up. I know that Matt, Generation Shift, is painting his army up. I've seen a lot of stuff on the Facebook groups. And it's just great to see, because we just went for such a long period of time where we just didn't see Easterlings. We just didn't see them. There wasn't many about at all. So yeah, it's good. I think GW take a lot of stick, and in the past, you know, I'll say it. A lot of times they've not done themselves any favors in a lot of situations. But I think, and I can only talk from the Middle Earth point of view here, because 40k and AOS I'm not involved in at all. 40k I've only just started to join a few groups, but none of the stuff that people seem to be bothered about seems that big a deal to me, but that's probably because I'm not that invested. But the Middle Earth stuff, and the way the Middle Earth team have been working since the new rules, I can't fault them. I know we had a few issues with the cards and dice and stuff like that, but nobody could have seen how this game was going to blow up. Like, I wouldn't have, and I've been in and around the community in the game since day one, and I would have not known it was going to blow up the way it was going to blow up. So for anyone to be able to say, right, well, we're going to need this amount of this, I think it's a year in advance, would have been a miracle for them to get that right. Yeah, but other than that, the way it's run, yes, I'd like to see more releases more frequently, but we've just had a worldwide pandemic. 40k stuff was coming out thick and fast, but that was stuff that's probably been planned 12 months ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and 40k is their biggest system, and it's always going to take precedence over Middle Earth. But generally, I think they're handling it really well. I think it's run really well. I like the direction it's going in. I like what they're doing. I like everything about it. We've also got to remember that there's a new TV series, which is coming soon, which has probably had to make GW sort of go sit back and say, well, let's just see what happens with this before we go down that route, or that route. None of us know what goes on behind the scenes, but I think, considering everything that's gone on, I think they've been doing great. I can't wait to see what they do. Everyone's really positive about it. Everyone, you know, the friends that we've got in and around GW, everyone's really positive, and that positivity just creates a lot. I have a lot of faith in them, and I can't wait to see where they go with it. Ninja Go Splat got Guard and Nids. Tyranids. Dan Collister got 2,000 point 40k Adeptus Sora. Is it Sororitas? Is that how you say it? Because I can never say it. I always just trying to say Soritas. Is it Sororitas, that army? Great models. Gaetan says, when... Oh, you're asking me when do I think we'll get the new Ents? Beginning of March. It seems like March. I honestly thought we were going to get Treebeard at Christmas, and I was very wrong. I lost a bet with my good friend Damien O'Byrne, which we don't talk about. We don't talk about it. But I think March makes sense. Damien's like really annoying because he says things that I disagree with, and then the more I think about it, it makes more sense. It's like really frustrating because then I've got to admit defeat and say that he was right and I was wrong, which it's never a good thing. But yeah, I think March makes sense. It seems to be where we're at. Although What are we in now? We're at the end. It's 28th tomorrow. When did we see? We seen Treebeard just before Christmas, was it? Was it just before Christmas? Mid December? Something like 3 months. Yeah, probably second or third week of March. Be a good shout, I think. Joe says, does that mean it's really been Damien all along that has been distracting you from painting on battle streams? We'll have to give him some grief on Friday. Yeah. Well, the thing is, you see, he just starts flipping painting, and then I'm left to run the show. Do you know what I mean? I hope he's not watching. Don't tell him. Don't tell him I said that. I was only joking. No, I like to. Do you know what? On them streams, I do like. Obviously, I like painting. Love painting. But I think we've got it. Them streams have got such a good feel to them now that I just feel like I'm sat round at a mate's house or in the pub or and just hanging out and having a laugh. And even though I love painting, I find I get much more pleasure out of just having a few beers, having a few snacks, chatting, talking nonsense, having a bit of a giggle. So yeah, but I'm gonna start painting. I need to get this guy. Look, he's here waiting for next Friday. My golem, I'm gonna finish him. Gaten's, I answered that, didn't I? Carl says, I'm glad it's Easterlings that are coming because it's something I have little interest over the next year or so. Lets me keep the powder for the bits I'm working on now. Yeah, until you see them, and then you want an Easterling army, Carl. That's how to get you, mate. Gaten says, but every time there's a new release for SPG, I'm super excited. Yeah, same. Dale Groves, evening all. Hope you're all well. Hope you're well, Steve. Hope we see an Eastern Legendary Legion that makes them more competitive without being broken. I think Lances on Cataphracts and 3 Black Dragons would do it. I kind of see where you're coming from. And I think rather than Lances going on Cataphracts and getting the upgrade for free, I think we'll likely see another unit that does that to a certain extent, if that makes sense. So I think there's room. I think there's room for another cav unit in the army, and I think having an elite cav unit in that army will give the army its own identity. I'm not saying it needs it. Like if that doesn't happen, it's not. I'm not going to be like disappointed or anything. But when I was chatting to, I think it was Matt. I was talking to Matt about it about a week ago. What the could or couldn't be. And I think for me, an elite cav unit alongside this elite foot unit would be really great for that army, because you've got then all the normal stuff that we know that we've already got, just to bulk it out and chaff it out. Chafe it out, is that a word? Chaff it out, flipping heck. Getting late. Dale says, sorry I'm late by the way, hope the stream's gone well. Or don't worry about it, mate. It was I didn't give any warning, I just clicked go live and started streaming. So yeah, don't worry about it. I was here painting. I was going to paint these guys up anyway. I'm sat here on my own. I may as well chat. We are streaming tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow. Can I just say how many? There's not a lot. I think there's 28 people watching. You guys, if you're not on the Facebook group and you've not entered the competition, you've got till 12 noon tomorrow to enter the competition. I would really, really love it, because we've had so many new people join the group because of the competition, which is great. But I don't know these people. It would be really amazing if the person that wins this competition, I have some I know who they are, or I've heard of them, or I've seen the name in the chat or on one of the streams. That would really make my day. I mean, I'm going to be happy anyway. Whoever gets this, it's going to be a really nice thing to send someone and cheer them up after a year of pretty much naffness. But if it's someone that I know, that'd be even better. So please get over to the Facebook group and enter yourself. It's free to enter, but you just got to comment and share and like and all that malarkey. So it's the pinned post in the Facebook group, so go and check it out. Let's have a look. Dan says, I think MESPG team are one of the most passionate. I'd also say they're one of the most intimate hands-on teams by nature of being smaller, so it comes across in the love they show. They're legends. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I mean, I knew most of them before they were even on the team, and they were already enthusiastic and passionate about the game. And I don't think In fact, it's not I don't think. I know 100% that every appointment that has been made as far as recruitment goes into the Middle Earth team, I've been over the moon with, because I'm like, yeah, because that every one of them. The latest one, Dan, he was in the stream before. He loves Middle Earth SPG. He wants what's best for SPG. It's in great hands. It's in great hands. I couldn't agree more, Dan. It's a way to keep up with this chat because it integrates it. It doesn't work the same way as it does when you're watching it on YouTube. So bear with me a second. Gaetan says, I'll buy them anyway, even if I don't plan an Easterlings army. Welcome to my world, mate. Dan reckons the end of March rents. And Gaetan says, I think Easterlings need a little boost. I think they're going to get it. And then some. They're a nice army, but we don't see them on the top tables. It's just, there's not enough choices. There's not enough choices. They're just like a very basic army, which is odd, really. It's odd that they're only just getting a look in now, because they were in the movies a lot more than some of the other stuff. Kurt says, can't agree more with you, Steve. Saw the one Easterling unit and now they've been added to the armies I have to paint. Yeah, I think that'd be cool to paint as well. I'm enjoying painting the Easterlings. I'm enjoying painting the normal ones. Paintbrush Pride says, I still can't believe all those prizes for one person. It's insane. And Gaetan says, mega winky face. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to be able to do it. And it's not all on me. I reached out. Everyone that's all the minis. So all the minis were from my collection, and then obviously the TTG merch is from my collection. But everything else, I reached out to people. I said, look, I want to do this thing where, because of lockdown, because it's been really crap, and at the same time I want to promote the channel. Do you guys, or can you guys, donate anything to this prize? And the response was insane. I'm pretty much just the middleman. People have sent me stuff, and I'm just going to pick someone out of a hat and send it on to them. But yeah, someone is going to someone's going to get a knock on the door with a huge box of goodies and has to explain that to their better half or their whoever they live with, why they've got a box of goodies. But I don't think they'll have to spend any money on hobby for a while, so that's something, I suppose, which is good. But no, it's been really nice to be able to do it, and I'm hoping not the last time. Doing this has actually put me in touch with a lot of people that I would not have normally been in contact with, which has opened avenues and doors for the channel to go in a different, not a different direction, but open doors for the channel, which was not expected at all. So I'd definitely do it again, definitely, and next time it'll be even bigger. Let's put it that way. Next time it'll be even bigger than this one. So yeah. Gaetan says, agree, that is why I think they need some boost. What do you think they need to be on top table? They definitely need some more elites, and I think they definitely need a couple of different heroes, like mid-tier heroes. Would be cool. So we know we've got that elite unit, like the sort of assassin-y type unit. I think a cav unit would be great, and I think possibly two heroes, like a mid hero and a big sort of chunky hero that does a lot. Because I think that's the other thing with Easterlings. They've got a couple of good heroes, but we know what they do, and we know how to play against them. I think something new that's pretty nasty, that no one really knows how to deal with yet, would be great for Easterlings. Dan says, most of their stuff is in the appendices though. Their Rook in Erebor was their big moment, and it wasn't in the main book. It's nice to see them getting love now though. I want Lord of the Rings era Erebor Wars. I don't think you're far off the mark, Dan. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. There's loads of rumours flying around. I've heard a few different whispers here and there, but nothing concrete. I think a few people, probably yeah, I think Erebor, Easterlings makes the most sense. So That's exciting though, isn't it, right? So what if we're getting Easterlings and we're getting a new book based on that, surely we're going to get new dwarves as well, which is really exciting. Gaetan agrees. Tony Bublado, how you doing, mate? The winner might not need to spend anything on a hobby, but might need a new shed. Yeah, that's true. And Dan says they need a decent magic user that's not Kamul. Yeah, you mean like a sort of a shamany type thing, or like I said, like a chunky hero that's got some really cool special rules. Would be quite cool. So, Painter's Pirate. I'd love more Erebor stuff. I've got a few, but having 2 unit types is really limiting. This source book could be that. It could be the source book that fleshes out not only Easterlings but Erebor. What to see. Like that era heroes would be great for dwarves. Like really good, and they could do a lot. It's like a clean slate to just make super duper heroes that everyone starts fielding and change the meta big time. One of the blue wizards would be cool. I don't think we're going to see blue wizards. I know it's been talked about a lot. I don't think we're going to see blue wizards. And if we do, I think it'll be way off in the future when they're clutching at straws as to what they can do next. That's just my opinion. Yeah, blue wizards. I'm not sure how on board I'd be if the next supplement had a blue wizard in it. We don't know what happened to them. So free reign for GW, true. If it was War of the Ring era, then Dane's Iron Hills would be part of the list. Old Dane and his boys. Yeah, that's true. Do we have any info as to when the book will be released? 0. I would say it's not going to be long after the Easterlings. I would say we got teased the Easterlings a few weeks ago, so we'll probably be looking at them in what we're now doing. Excuse me. Actually, about May time, possibly. So they'll have to release the rules. They'll do that thing where they release the rules. What do they call it? Experimental rules on the website, and then the book will come very soon after, I'd say. Maybe OAP Thorin's Company, even fatter bomber. Joe Osmond says pretty sure they don't have the rights to Blue Wizards. Even Peter Jackson only had the rights to reference them, not even to name them. Could be. I don't know. I'm not even going to ask questions about the rights and how it works because I really don't know. But yeah, well, I've been streaming for 2 hours 40 minutes, which is over an hour longer than I expected to. So I'm going to call it there for this evening. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. It's been great. I think we've got a lot to look forward to. We can agree with the game going forward, Middle Earth. There's loads of stuff happening on 40k. I'm going to get my Space Wolves done so we can get painting on there. And then obviously another exciting thing which we touched on earlier is the Warhammer Quest Cursed City, which is due out soon. I think they've shown everything. It's in a box. I don't think that's going to be far off now. So I expect to see a lot of that on the channel. But yeah, I think I'll call it there. So thank you everybody. Stay safe and don't forget, tune in tomorrow for the live draw. I think it's, I want to say 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'll be streaming. It'll be a short stream. We'll be having a little chat. We'll do the draw. We'll congratulate the winner. But it'll be great. I've got a couple of guests on. Angel and Matt are joining me on the stream, which will be fantastic. You'll be seeing a little bit more of them. Those are also admins on the Facebook group. So if you see them chatting in the group, do say hi. And yeah, that's it. I will see you all very soon. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. And until tomorrow, excited. #excited. Take care.